Hi everyone, today I'm going to make a robot, and that robot will have the eye movement which is possible with the mouse, and you can use this sketch to play around on your mobile phones as well. So let's start. The first thing we have to do is we have to make the body of the robot. We are making a robot, and for that we need a fill color of it also, so let's give it 10168 and 168, and let's make it an ellipse shape for that, and let's place it in the middle as 200 200 because our canvas is 400 400, so middle is 200 by 200, and let's give it a width of 50 and height of 100, and let's see how it looks. So you can see there is a ellipse, and let's say that there is no stroke in there, and there is no stroke, and the stroke weight let's keep it as 1. So why I did this, because in furthermore when we make more things, then we might be using the stroke, so it's better to give the stroke weight in this as well, because it will affect. So yes, now our ellipse is without the stroke. Now the second thing we have to make is, let's make an arc around the body in, let's say it's at the position a little bit lower down. So let's, now this arc will have the stroke, because arc needs the stroke, and it will have no fill. So let's do that. So the stroke will be 175, which will be the gray color, and stroke weight we will be giving is on a stroke weight, and the stroke weight will be 8. So now you will see that the stroke weight will not, and the stroke will not affect the ellipse, and no fill because we don't want any fill color of the arc. And now let's make the arc. So for making the arc, the first thing we have to do is we have to keep the X same. Why? Because we need it to be a little bit lower down in the body, so it seems to be like a belt kind of a thing. So 50 as the width of the ellipse, and then we have the height of 20, and since we want this ellipse to be like a smiling one, so we will be saying this 0 and then a pi. So it will start from 0 and complete the pi. So it will be upside down. Sorry, right way up. So you can see it's right way up. Now after doing that, we made the body of the robot is kind of complete. Now let's make the hands of the robot. So for the hands of the robot, we have to make it behind the body, so we have to write the code of the hands before that. So let's start again. We need a no fill, and we will be using the arc for that as well, and then we need a stroke also. Stroke same as the belt, 175, and stroke weight we will keep it as 6, not 8. and then we are going to make the arc. So this arc will be behind, and it will have it needs to be starting from somewhere this place and going to this place. So let's assume that it's roughly, if it's starting from 200 ellipse, so if we make our arc a little bit uh, to the side, so let's say it's 198, and then we say that is 230 position, let's say its position is 230, and is 100 width in width, and it's 80, so its arch is a bit uh, lower down, is more higher than the others, so we want that. And then we need, again, now this time we are making an upside down arc, so pi first and 0 later. So after doing that, let's try this out, and you can see that I have made the arc appear. So it can go a little bit down as well if you want. Yes, so let's make it move down to 240. That's better, it looks much nicer. Okay, but or a little bit, or 230 was fine. We can make the other one go up a little, so we can say it's 215 instead of 210, the arc. So you can see 215 is a bit lower. I didn't realize that is 205. It's 210, so 205 will be up. So that's better. Now, after doing that, in the hands we need the for the arms we need the hand part of it. So let's make that as well. So let's do that. So you use the fill again, and fill color I will give the same as the body color, so 168. This is turquoise color, and then you will say we don't want these ellipses to have the stroke, so no stroke. And now let's make the ellipses. So ellipse positions now will differ. So ellipse, let's say it's at 150, and it has the same y as the arc, so it's 230, and then is of size 20 and 20. Let's see first. One appears, it seems to be fine. So on the basis of this, let's try the other one out also. So I will copy this and put it here, and let's say it's at 250, and it's fine. So it comes out to be fine. Let's tidy our code so you can see better. So we have in the body we have the belt part and the ellipse part, and in this also we have the arm part and the hands. So let's write the arm and hands. Okay, now after doing that, let's make some ring like things under that. It seems to be like it's boosters or something else, so let's make that. So that will be easier than the others because we will be using the ellipse in that. So what we need is we need the stroke and the stroke weight for that. So let's copy it from here, and I will paste it here, but we will change the stroke weight of it. So stroke weight, let's change it to 3 rather than 8, and let's make the ellipse. So now the ellipse will be of 3 sizes. So the lowest one is the biggest one, and the upper one is the smallest one, should be. So let's say its position is 200, and then its y position is, let's say, is 258 and 40 and then 10. Okay, so let's try this where it appears. It seems to be fine, it's just under it. Okay, on the basis of this, let's make another one. So I will copy this, make another one, and now this one I will say x is same is 200, but y I need to change to a little bit because it's a little bit down. So let's say it's 70, and the ring is a little bit bigger, so let's make it 60, and a little bit wider, so 15 in height. So let's see where it appears. It seems to appear nicely under it. Okay, now let's do another one. So from the same copy, let's do that. And now this is more further down, so let's say it's 58 instead of 58, 88, and it's a little bit more down, so let's say its width is more, so it's 80, and according to it, the first one was 10, then 15, then it should be 20. Let's try this out. Let's see, it seems to be fine, but the upper one ring can, or the lower one ring can a little bit uh, in the y direction, can go up a bit. So let's see, it's 86, how it feels like. Yeah, it seems to be now more like the right style. Okay, now after now I made the whole structure of the robot but not the eyes. So let's now start working on the eyes. So for that, I, instead of writing here, I want to use the function which I told you, that if we make the function, we can just call the function in the draw and we can make the things work. So let's try this out today as well, so it's a good practice to do. So we are going to make the function I, and this function I will have all the properties of the eye. So the first thing we have to do is we have to make a simple fill of white color to appear, and we have to make the ellipse. Since the robot is oval in shape, ellipsoid shape, so let's make the ellipse also for the eyes like the oval shape. So let's say that our eyes is 200 in the middle, so a little bit on the side will be 190, and a little bit on this side should be 210. So let's do that, try that out. And since 200 is in the middle of the ellipse, so a little bit up will be 190. So let's keep the y also a little bit up and see what will happen. And let's keep the ellipse as 15, and in the y in the height 25, and let's see how it appears. Oh, sorry, we didn't call the eye in the body, So let's call the eye in the body, then we can see. Now you can see the eye appeared, but it's appearing with a stroke in that. So we don't want any stroke in this. So let's say no stroke. Should be no stroke. And even if there is a stroke and it's affecting our code, the stroke weight can also not work in this, so we will give it a 1, so it will not be there. And now when I do that, now you can see a proper eye shape. So 1 is done, so the next one is also will be same, it's just a little bit apart, just like we planned, that one is on one side 200, 10 less and 10 more, so it will be 210, same height, and 2 eyes appear. Now in the same way we have to make the lower bit, the inner eyes also. So what we have to do is we will copy the whole code, and then we will make the pupils of the eye. So that will be black, and we need the size to be smaller than the before. So let's say it's 8 and 8, and this, let's say, is 12 and 12. Oh yes, our eyes are appearing, but it's not moving. So to make it move and move perfectly, we need to use the function of map. For that we have to do a little bit of work. It's not very much, but a little bit. So what we will be saying, that it's I, and since this ix is different from this ix, that means that this ellipse is at 190 and the other ellipse is at 210, so our I mapping is also separately will be done. So we will say ex1, let's make it a small x, and 1. This is a variable name, you can name anything, I'm naming this. And then I will say that I want to map the mouse x in this, and mouse x normal position is 0 to 255 original position, and new position which I want to give is, let's say, is at 190, so 2 less and 2 less from that. If we do it, let's say is 188, and it will go to 190 for its full movement. We have to check, we have to adjust these if it doesn't come right. So after doing that, I'm going to replace this thing with this variable. So I can take this and replace the x with that, and now I will check. So you can see when I move my mouse, the icon on the right is left on mine, so right on yours. It can move on both sides in the horizontal direction, not in the up, but it can move. It's not going up, so it's good. Now in the same way, the second one will also, we'll make another and just say it's x2, and nothing else will change. It's just the one is 210, so 210, 2 less of from 210 is 208, and it will go to 210, which was the original one position of it. So let's do that, and we have to put it in the other eye also. So copy from here, and instead of 210 we will write this variable. So now when I move my mouse, you can see the eyes moves in the horizontal direction without coming out. I can try to increase a little bit more of this, but I don't know whether it will work well for us or not. Let's try. So it's working kind of fine, but it's on one side is fine, on the other side is not getting fine. So if we increase, I think we should stick to the idea. That's better, because that way the range of movement of the eye was much better and is going to the proper spaces as well. Okay, let's now do the horizontal one, vertical movement of the eye also. So for that also we need a variable, and let's say it's y. You can name anything, and I'm mapping it, and this time I will map the mouse position y. And as we know, the mouse position y starts from 0 and it goes to 255 to its maximum, and the new position I want to give is 190 y, we can see. So since the eyeball is longer, so let's adjust this size and see. Let's 185 and 188. Let's see what will happen if I do that. Oh, sorry, I didn't put the variable in place of the 190 position of the pupil. So if I can replace in both of them, because the same number is coming in both of them, so I can replace both with the same variable. I don't have to make different variables for this. So it's going up, it's going down. Oh, it's going, when I go all the way down, it's coming out of the eyes, which is not good. This way is fine, but this way is not. So we have to adjust a bit. So let's say is 186. If it's 186, so it needs to be 184, a little bit different. So let's see, it's going up, all the way up. I didn't go out of the eyeball, and this is not coming down. This is fine, but this is not coming down now. So let's change a little bit more and see. So now I'm going all the way up, and yes, all the way down, and the eye movement down is all good. So you can check the eyes of your robot and ask it to move with the mouse, follow it around and go everywhere which you need to go. So as you can see, it can follow all the way down as well, and it can go up right away. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.